In 2000, Jessica Turner's senior year at Oshkosh North, Mr. Jamie Pollard, Chief Financial Officer and Associate Director of Athletics at UW-Madison, was inducted into the Oshkosh North Hall of Fame. 23 years later, Mrs. Turner, influencer and author, is now receiving this honor. As I look into the crowd, I can't help but wonder which one of our students will be next and returning to be inducted into the Oshkosh North Hall of Fame. It is my pleasure to introduce and turn over the next part of our program to Olin Scholzley.
Thank you. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's Oshkosh North Hall of Fame inductee, Ms. Jessica N. Turner. Being a 2000 Oshkosh North graduate, Jessica Turner has gone on to become a content creator who founded themomcreative.com. She helps busy moms live life with more intention and less stress. Jessica is known as an award-winning content strategist and marketing professional. Jessica grew up in Oshkosh and was the first student in the city's history to represent Wisconsin nationally at the prestigious Girls Nation camp, where she met President Bill Clinton. She graduated in 2000 from Oshkosh North High School and in 2004 from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She now lives with her 3 children in Nashville, Tennessee. She speaks at events nationwide on work-life balance and social media best practices. She has written 3 books, one of which being Wall Street best-selling book, The Fringe Hours. Jessica has been featured in numerous media outlets, including The Today Show and Time.com. Ms. Turner's devotion, passion, and integrity are evident in her work. Her exemplary representation of the Oshkosh community is highly admirable. Jessica Turner is an inspiring role model whose significant accomplishments have given her the Oshkosh North High School Hall of Fame honor. Congratulations.
Well, I'm going to say hi, y'all, because I've been in the South for over 20 years. You guys don't look excited to be here at all. So if you could fake it for the next 10 minutes, I would be really grateful. Now, before I get started, it is my dad's 65th birthday. So can we sing him happy birthday? Okay, his name is Rick. He loves his birthday. Let's get a quick happy birthday going. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rick. Happy birthday to you. I'm pretty sure I was flat and Zettner's cringing over there, but it's fine. It's fine. Thank you all so much for having me. I am probably one of the few students who 20 years ago when I was sitting in these bleachers hoped that I would someday be this person on this stage, so it feels really surreal. When I first walked in the building, I noticed that it smelled the exact same. And I'm not gonna lie, this feels like the biggest grade I've ever been given because I have my former speech teacher who already criticized that I have notes up here. I have my former journalism and gifted and talented advisor here, Mr. Harrell, who gave me crap for 4 years about everything I did. And was probably the single greatest inspiration I've ever had in a teacher, Mr. Harrell. Mr. Terry, also the TV9 teacher who first gave me a taste of being on video on a regular basis, and now I have tens of thousands of people watching me on video every day on Instagram. So it started with TV9 before social media was even a thing, and I could go down the list of why I feel so nervous today, despite the fact that I speak to thousands of people all around the country all the time. So I have a question for you all, okay? Is everyone listening? My son is, he's 8. Thank you, Ezra. How many of you students, over the course of your years here at North, have been involved in one extracurricular? Raise your hand. Really high, okay? It's a lot of you. How many of you have been involved in 5 or more? Raise your hand, 5 or more. If you've been here 4 years, over all those years, really high. There's like 5 of you. Okay, this is great. How many of you have been involved in 10 or more? Now, this is probably gonna mostly be seniors, because 10 or more, anyone? I think I see a couple hands. Okay, those of you with your hands raised, that's who in 20 years is gonna be here on this stage. That was me. I loved extracurricular activities. Now we're gonna try to get this to work. The computer's tilted different than it was. Did it go? Oh, there we go. All right, so that was me, senior year, that was mentioned. My senior year kicked off with a bang. I was selected to represent North at Girls State. Did anyone go to Girls State here? Any seniors? Girls State, Boys State? It's a camp where you learn about government, and I was selected to represent Wisconsin nationally at Girls Nation. And when you go to Girls Nation or Boys Nation, you meet the president, and I still remember how soft President Clinton's hands are. I don't know if that's weird that I remember that, but I was like, this man doesn't open a door. And how kind he was. And that really kicked off the year. I was on the cover of the Northwestern. We still have those newspapers. And then I was accepted to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Is anyone planning to go to Madison? Anybody? Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna have the best 4 years of your life. It was extraordinary. I started in the school play, and I dreamt about being famous. I was voted most likely to be famous in the yearbook. And that kind of came true, although it came true because of the internet, which was hardly a thing. Social media was definitely not a thing when I was in school. And now I'm a full-time influencer. There we go. How many of you are on social media? You know what an influencer is? Kinda, sorta. I'm one of those people. That is my actual job. I have gone on trips for brands. I've gone out of the country with brands before. I have had the most extraordinary experiences. The content that I have written and produced has been seen by millions of people, has been read by millions of people. My most popular post ever actually was about my mom right here, has been seen by more than 30 million people. So if you go on my Instagram, check that out. Thanks, Mom, for helping spread the word about my Instagram. Really amazing. And this work is lucrative. It's fun. I get stuff sent to me every single day. I cannot believe it's my actual job. But it is, in fact, a job. And I have worked extraordinarily hard in this work. So if I can, here we go. So I'm going to give you guys 5 tips as somebody who has worked in small business, big business, and now as an entrepreneur, of how to be successful. Because the same tenacity, the same work ethic that I was applying to those extracurriculars, that I was applying to get those scholarships and go to those camps, are what I'm still using in my work today. And so the first one is to be persistent. Now, for those of you that have known me since I was in these bleachers, would you say persistent is a good word to describe me? Just a little bit? Yeah? Yeah, just a little. You see, no one just makes it. Sometimes I think, particularly those of you who are looking at social media, you think that, oh, they went viral and they've made it. That's not real. Okay, no one makes it. You make it with grit and determination. And whenever I had lack, I made up for it by being the hardest worker in the room. And that is exactly how I have gotten to where I am today. You see, when I signed my first book deal, which was a 6-figure book deal, I had 3,000 followers. But that publisher saw something, and I knew this idea was going to be something, and it was for that book. The reason why I hopefully look a little better than I do in that picture is because I had just had a baby. Ezra was born, and then 6 weeks later, I released that book, and that book went on to be so successful, it topped the charts on Amazon, it became a Wall Street Journal bestseller, and it was picked up by Target, which was amazing. My family raised me in Targets. My parents worked at Target, my mom still works for Target, and so Target was the dream, and that was because of a lot of persistence. I also have had the opportunity to attend several red carpet events because of my persistence. And I'm going to show you a selfie with Oprah if I can get this to work. Make it work. There we go. That's me and Oprah at a party, you guys. Like, that's kind of cool, right? And that came about because of persistence. So at the time, these don't happen anymore in the influencer space, but at the time there were these red carpet events where they would bring a group of creators to cover the red carpet, to cover the movie. You would get to interview the celebrities that were in the movie. And the first one I attended was Finding Dory, and I got to meet Ellen, which was awesome. She was so kind. And then the next one I got to go to was A Wrinkle in Time. And have any of you seen that movie? Anyone in here? A couple of people? So Reese Witherspoon is in that, and Oprah's in that movie, and Mindy Kaling's in that movie, and we got to go to an after party. And they were all there. And I was not going to miss my chance to get a picture with Oprah. I mean, if you were in a room with Oprah, wouldn't you get a picture with Oprah, right? And so I was persistent. In fact, the first time I took a selfie with her, it didn't work. You see, iPhones weren't great back then, and it was a dark room, and so I was like, I'm gonna rent a camera, and I'm gonna have a good camera with me, and the person I gave it to didn't know how to use it. And so there was no picture after I took the picture, and so for the next 30 minutes, I worked up the courage to go back to Oprah and get that selfie, and I am so glad I did. I have it hanging in my room, and I see it every day, and I'm so proud of that persistence. And the same was true when I left my job in corporate America and wasn't going to have that income anymore. I had to solely rely on being an influencer. And I knew that it was going to take persistence to get those brand deals and get those opportunities. And in the past 2 years, I've worked with brands like Nike and Nintendo and Zulily and Walmart and Target. And that has come not because of the size of my platform, but because I have put in the work. My next point for you all is to be a connector. I never fit in one crowd in high school. I don't know if any of you sitting here can relate to that. I wasn't a jock at all, but I was friends with the jocks. I wasn't super popular, but I was friends with the people who were super popular. And the same has been true in my life, is that I have worked to be a connector and to be a friend of everyone. And that has paid incredible dividends in my personal life and in my work life. This picture here is of a trip that I got to go on to Mexico with a bunch of writers. Almost every single one of those women has written successful books, and we have shared each other's work. And when we share one another's work, when we celebrate one another, we all are successful. There is never not enough room at the table. And if the table seems too small, well, then I build a bigger one. And that has served me so well, and that will serve you so well. Live with open arms, because that is what changes the world. Whoa, we just skipped ahead, guys. You know what's coming now. Can we go back? This thing hates me. Okay, now we're on number 2. There we go. All right, make room for new dreams. So in high school, I wanted to be a famous actress. I thought I was going to be Julia Roberts. I mean, my smile wasn't quite as big as hers, but it was close. And I think looking back, I think about so many people in my life who saw different and bigger than that. I think about the teachers that are here today, like Mr. Harrell and Mr. Terry and Mrs. Tramp, who was my forensics teacher and saw me fumbling so many times on stage, and Miss Ayurveda, who saw me not ever able to conjugate a Spanish verb ever, and is the only teacher here who ever gave me a B, I think, because I couldn't do that. And Mr. White, like, you all saw in me something that I couldn't see in myself. I was narrow in my focus of wanting to do theater, I think. They saw that I had skills in other areas, that I was strategic, that I could speak, that I could sell. There was a movie that was really popular when I was in high school called Jerry Maguire. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but Jerry Maguire is an agent. And I remember Mr. Harrell's daughter saying to me, "Jessica, you could be a Jerry Maguire." And she wasn't wrong, and that's kind of what I do today. I'm like a female Jerry Maguire on Instagram, telling you Target deals. It's a little different, but it's kind of the same. But those people saw in me ways that I could dream differently. And I think it's so valuable to make room for new dreams. I dreamt of being on television when I was your age in this room, and 20 years later I was on television. This is a behind-the-scenes shot of an interview that I did on the Hallmark Channel a few years ago for my book. And my dream had evolved. It had evolved from being famous like Julia Roberts to being famous for helping women and for connecting people. And so that dream changed. And so don't be afraid to have your dreams change. I know that's probably difficult to understand right now, but the calling on your life might evolve, and that's okay, and it might end up being the best thing for you. All right, who remembers number 4? Because we all saw it. Love your people. As amazing as my career has been, as amazing as it was to be on a red carpet with Oprah Winfrey, it is the people in this row right here, my family, my friends, my mentors, that have meant the most to me. No one gets to the end of their life and they're like, man, I'm so glad I was on Instagram. No one. And so investing in your people, making changes in your life so that you can do that more, that was really the biggest catalyst for me leaving corporate America, was that I wanted more time with my kids. I wanted more time to come to Wisconsin and see my family. And I was able to do that. So don't let your pursuit of success take away from investing in people, because the people in your life are what matters more than any of these achievements. So the last point, I promise there's one more. This is a train wreck. It's okay. We can't get it. I can just tell you. There we go. Make it rain. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna actually come down here and I'm gonna need all of your help. This crew right here, you guys, you're gonna help me, right? Because you were cheering for your friend and I want some cheering here. Okay, we're gonna make it rain. Has anyone ever done this in a big room before? We're gonna make it rain in here. So the reason why I love the idea of making it rain is it means that you are going to create your own success if it doesn't come for you. And that's exactly what I've done, and I'm hoping that this will be a tangible reminder of that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down because I need both of my hands, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do different things. Hold on, let me actually go back. Can you come here, Uncle John? Hold this microphone for me. He didn't know this was gonna happen. Okay, so we're gonna do different things with our hands. We're gonna do this, everyone do this. Okay, we're gonna snap. Can everyone snap? Okay, and then go on your legs. Okay, stop. I don't want you to get too excited and know what's gonna happen. Okay, so we're gonna do these different motions, and I'm gonna go like, we're gonna start here, we're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna come back. And it's gonna sound like it's raining in here. Is this so cool? You guys, this was one of my favorite things when I was in high school, and a speaker did this, and now I get to do it for you. So just, let's live our best lives here, okay? So be real quiet, because we're gonna make it rain. Okay, thanks, Uncle John. Okay, we're gonna start here, and we're gonna come this way. We're gonna start quiet. Start here. This is so cool. Now faster. Now this is what's happening. It's like raining, so cool. Faster. So I hope that what you will take away from today is that your people matter and that you have it within you to make it rain. Thank you so much for this honor. I'm so grateful to be here.
This is Jessica Turner Day, and I'm very honored on behalf of the city of Oshkosh, on behalf of Mayor Matt Mugrauer, the city council, city manager Mark Roloff, to read this proclamation that was written and signed by Mayor Matt Mugrauer. And it reads, Whereas on April 28, 2023, Jessica Turner, a 2000 graduate of Oshkosh North High School, is being inducted into the Oshkosh North High School Hall of Fame. And whereas Jessica Turner earned her bachelor's degree in journalism with an emphasis in strategic communications from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And whereas currently Jessica Turner is employed with Vanderbilt University Medical Center as a program manager, content strategist, and founder of the popular lifestyle blog, The Mom Creative. And whereas while developing her first book, The Fringe Hours, Making Time for You, Turner surveyed more than 2,000 women about their time, passions, and struggles, resulting in a launch with much critical acclaim and debuted on Amazon at #1 in each of its categories and number 31 out of all books on Amazon. And whereas in the summer of 2014, Jessica's piece entitled "Put On That Swimsuit" went viral, with millions of women reading the post and embracing the message. It was featured on HuffPost Parents and was covered by national media, including the Today Show and HuffPost Live. And whereas since 2005, Jessica Turner has been honored with more than 30 local and regional national awards for her work on branding campaigns, employee communications, and collateral development. Now, therefore, I, Matt Mugerauer, Mayor of the City of Oshkosh, do hereby proclaim April 29, 2023 as Jessica Turner Day in the City of Oshkosh, and together with the citizens of the City of Oshkosh, congratulate Jessica Turner on her many outstanding accomplishments, her devotion and dedication to her field, and this well-deserved recognition of her achievements. This is dated April 28th, 2023, and signed by Matt Mugerauer, Mayor, City of Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Jessica, you represent the standard of excellence that we hope many students here today will try to emulate. Thank you for representing the pride and spirit of Oshkosh North. And returning today so we can honor you and your accomplishments. You are the definition of what it means to be an Oshkosh North Spartan. On behalf of North and the Oshkosh Area School District, congratulations.